everyone. Welcome to a brand new episode of the Woolly Thistle Shopcast. I'm your host, Corinne, and this is Maggie, my co-host and good friend. And we're here to talk about all things woolly and wonderful. We've got a very full episode. We also have some contributions this time. Maggie, do you know who's...
Yeah, quite a few contributions.
Yeah.
We have a guest thistler, Stephanie. We have Caitlin joining us and Renee.
Yes, so we're going to have lots to talk about and lots to show you, and we hope that you enjoy the whole show. For those of you who might be new here, this is the Woolly Thistle. We're an online yarn shop and recently a brick and mortar shop too. We have the front space of our warehouse all made very pretty, as you can see, with lots of beautiful yarns that we stock. So if you're in West Lebanon, New Hampshire area, definitely stop in and visit us. In fact, why don't we mention now that there's some stuff coming up, like Vermont Sheep and Wool is the weekend of October 5th, round about then. And Millapalooza is happening then too, which is Junction Fibre Mill. They're our friends and neighbour in White River Junction, Vermont. And they are having an open house timed event that you can go get a mill tour, do some shopping, and even have dinner at Savage Heart Farm, which is Peggy's farm. Tickets are on sale now. You just have to go to their website, and which is Junction Fibre Mill. You'll find it through that. Tickets are $175, but it's a really wonderful experience that they're providing. And we are very happy to be partnering with them in this and letting our people know about it. So if you're in the neighborhood or you're coming leaf peeping, this would be a good weekend to come so that you can enjoy the beautiful Vermont and New Hampshire leaves turning, as well as the gorgeous Vermont Sheep and Wool Show, which is held in Tunbridge, which is in a valley. It's just so pretty, and it's one of my favorite events of the year. And the shop will be open here from on Friday until 5 and something like 12 to 5. And then we'll have hours on Saturday too. We'll put them there. So in between your mill tour, you could come and visit us and check out what we've got here. Okay, so that's a very exciting thing that's coming up.
I will say for details, check out the Junction Fibre Mill website so that you can purchase your tickets.
Yes.
Select your time for when you would like to do your mill tour.
Yes.
And then you don't need a ticket to come and visit the shop that day. You just can come whenever it works best for you.
So
it should be a good event.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that, and it is at least the last few years. It's always been beautiful weather.
So fingers crossed.
Yes, fingers crossed.
Although Millapalooza is a rain or shine event.
It is. Yes, I'm just thinking of Vermont Sheep and Wool as well. It's a really fun weekend, so get your friends together and come on up to the Upper Valley here. You would not be sorry. And then we've got King Arthur that you can visit. There's Woodstock and Queechee. There's so many good things here. Okay, so okay, that was a detour. So let's get back to the show. Okay, so we are no longer running ads on our episodes. We used to run ads. We don't do that anymore. We want to give you unabridged access to us without being interrupted with ads. We hope that you help us support the show by visiting and telling your friends about the Woolly Thistle. Come to our online store, all that kind of stuff. That is what we ask in return for no ads. And then we have a loyalty program. We call it PIPS. So you get your points in progress. You earn pips when you purchase, and then you get to spend your pips when you purchase again as well. Really nice loyalty program that is worth saving up your pips and spending them on something special sometime.
It's like free yarn.
It's like free yarn. And you just have to have an account with us, which is very easy to do. Just follow the instructions. I think if you go to the website and go to connect and then go down to loyalty program or points or something like that, you'll find it there. And lots of people are taking advantage of that. It's really getting some legs to it, which is really fun to see. So thank you if you're shopping and getting pips with us. That's wonderful. Maggie, you mentioned that we have a Thistler, Stephanie, on the show today. I'm so excited. I love these Thistler segments. Stephanie made some Lopi sweaters and also a sweater for her wedding using yarns from the Woolly Thistle. So I can't wait to see that. I have not seen that yet. Caitlin's gearing up for sweater weather and knitting season, so I know we'll all enjoy that. She's also sprucing up and darning some store-bought sweaters, which is really good a good skill to learn. So thanks for that, Caitlin. And Renee is showing us everything she's knitting from
Grand Shetland Adventure Knits.
Grand Shetland Adventure Knits, the book, and talks about her Melby sweater, which is a Gudrun design, and her upcoming trip to Shetland Wool Week, which we're not jealous at all. Lucky Renee. So at least she's going to tell us all about it. So that sounds good. Do you want to talk about what we're wearing, or should we announce the winner next?
Let's talk about what we're wearing.
All right, let's do that.
Let's be a little cheeky. What are you wearing?
Well, I'm wearing, actually, I think this would be now.
I think we coordinate nicely.
I know, we kind of Christmas. So this is what we need to wear in our Christmas episode. But
very fall though too.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there's a nip in the air, so we both must have thought the same thing. Let's get the wool on. I was digging around in my chest at the bottom of the bed full of yarn, full of sweaters. But anyway, I think this would count as a historical knit. This was, I was just checking it. This I knitted in 2014, so it's 10 years old.
Okay.
Knitted with Debbie Bliss, BFL. So this was sort of my, I think this is my first breed specific sweater, but I was still looking at commercial yarns a lot back then. But it's held up really well. And this is the, I think it's called the Tangled Yoke by Eunny Jang. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but we'll put it there. And this is one that is just standing the test of time. What I love is it was a real skill builder. This is a cable going sideways, not up and down. So as you knit across it, you are doing cables this way, whereas usually you do cables, you know, you do a cable, then you have a space, then you have another cable. Yeah. This is actually, you are running the,
goes the other
it blew my mind, I will say. As did the broken rib. I could not get this for the longest time. I trip on the simplest things, but I love this sweater. I've worn it every year that you know, since I knitted it. So that's what I'm wearing.
It looks great.
Thank you. And let's hear about yours.
I think this was the first sweater quantity I bought from the Woolly Thistle.
I remember.
This is the Belmont cardigan from Gudrun Johnston. I like wearing it over my button downs. Yeah. It has this lovely lace pattern.
Yeah. So what book was that from? Do you remember?
It's available as an individual download. Okay. I think I just bought it on Ravelry. Yeah. She does use this motif again in her Grand Shetland Adventure Knits. She's got a Yoke sweater in there that uses the same. Yeah, it looks very similar. Yeah.
But this was actually fitted sleeves, right?
Yeah. So you actually knit this flat. It's knit flat, and it has you work. This was the first sweater where I had to like do this and do this at the same time, and I was like, but it went well, and it was like decrease and keep in pattern. Like she just doesn't tell you; you just have to figure how to keep in pattern. Yeah. And then you join the top of the sleeves, like you join the top and that, and then you pick up the sleeve cap and go back and forth. Okay. And it's a very neat, tidy and well-fitting construction. It was really good.
I'm just wondering what kind of sleeve. Actually, I think it's a yoke. Right. Yeah. No, that's fabulous. Yeah. So I think fitted sleeves can be a little daunting, but if you don't know what you don't know, you're fine and just you do.
Yeah. I just kind of took my time and went step by step, and I remember reading it, but it was. Gudrun's patterns are really well written and really clear, and it was
lovely.
I've actually knit this twice. Yeah. I knit a red version out of some very deep, very old yarn because I just had to cast on right away when I saw the sweater, and I hardly ever wear that
because you love this wool. What did you knit it with?
I knit it. This is knit with Jamieson and Smith Heritage.
Yeah, in their moss green color.
In the moss color. It's just. I think this was a Sweater KAL knit. I think this was the first Sweater KAL sweater that I ever knit.
Wow. So that's probably like 2016, 2017, something like that.
It is on my Ravelry projects page. I'm trying to get better about keeping that up, but this one is there.
Yeah, same for this. Not much recent there, I don't think, but yes.
I've been pretty good. I've been trying to keep it there.
I think that's smart. I need to get back to that, I think. Although I've got a video record of everything I knit, so.
Yeah, but it's harder to go back to the video record. And find it. Like, where did I talk about that?
Yeah, I completely forgot about that. Yeah. Well, that's what we're wearing today. Both of us sort of historical knits and favorite knits for sure. Yeah, I would recommend this pattern. Okay, so shall we announce
We can
the
announce
winner?
a winner. Yes, now that they've
Thank you
sat
for
and listened
waiting.
to us. So every episode we give away 2 $25 gift cards to the Woolly Thistle. Yes. And today's first winner is at Paula Bannon 356. And Paula says, everything in this Shopcast is so beautiful, as always. Thanks for sharing so much woolly goodness. I am dying to plan a trip to your shop soon. We can't wait to see you, Paula.
I know.
Whenever you make it.
That's right.
Paula, if you can email us at info@thewoollythistle.com, put prize winner in all caps, we will get you your $25 gift card.
Yes, congratulations, Paula. And if you want to be in the running for a prize next time, all you need to do is leave us a comment down below, give us a thumbs up, and subscribe to our channel, and we will get that out to you if you're the winner, which are picked at random before the episode. All right, so what are we talking about today, Maggie? We've got the sweater knit along happening right now.
Yes.
Which is fantastic. Shall we talk about what we're knitting?
Sure.
All right, let's do that. I'm excited.
I think you need to go first.
Okay. So
I'm not getting in the way.
So I have here my tote bag. This is the Woolly Thistle and Studio Tolsta in collaboration. Tote bag with Harris tweed, which is lovely. Maggie, these are coming back in, I think, fairly soon. Are
Very
they?
soon, yeah.
Yeah. So
we'll have more info.
But these are great. They hold a ton of yarn. That's all my sweater knitting yarn. Okay, so for the Sweater KAL, I picked something that made my heart. The minute I saw it, I think I was talking about it in the last episode, and we have a lovely photo.
I can tell you we must have been talking about it in the last episode because I could see searches on our website for this sweater.
Oh, I did a thing.
You did a thing.
So maybe we should, well, let's see what people think. But
yeah.
Let's see, get the front, get the balls out of the way. So this is the Agnes cardigan by Kristin Wiola, and it's knitted in the round with a sleek up the front, so it's a cardigan. And all right, are we ready? Because I love.
And what yarn are you using?
I'm using all Rauma Finull garn. The pattern actually calls for Rauma Finull garn plus some other alpaca stuff, which I don't have, and I wanted to do it all. So I've got some color changes from the original, but this is just quite lovely.
It's really beautiful.
Thanks. It's making my heart sing. That's green in there. And this here is not pink, but it looks like a pink, which I love.
It looks quite like peachy pinky.
Yeah. Well, this
is
here,
it a tan?
This is a tan, and then I've got this crazy peach, actual light peach pinky color going on in here. So I'm almost finished with the yoke. I've got one more motif to do, and then it's just the little,
We can should we put a photo of the finished sweater the design there?
Yeah, we should do that. But also, because I have it.
Yeah. Here
it is. And I cannot wait to get to this, but I'm right around here now. This is good. This is knitting itself. It's all I want to knit. And I did block it because
potato chippy?
Very potato chippy. After I was
oh, that is smart.
Yes. After I started knitting and I was fairly well into it, Maggie innocently, but with a twinkle in her eye, said, "Did you swatch?" And I'm like, "No." And the eyes rolled around her head.
I almost hurt myself.
So this weekend, I did take a gauge of it. I was knitting smaller than what it called for, but then I did block it. I put it on waste yarn and I blocked it.
Okay.
Let it dry.
And you're good.
I got gauged.
Great. Okay.
So that was an exciting thing, and
you got lucky.
Yeah. Well, but this is not a bad gauge, right? I mean,
no.
It's a lot of knitting, but all knitting is good knitting. And if this was the wrong size and it wasn't going to fit me, I would start over. I would just set this aside and I would start over.
Yeah, you don't rip out and start over. You're just like set it aside, get some more yarn, and then finish it up.
Yeah, but you did the same way. You knitted 2 sweaters with the Paul Clay.
Yeah.
Clee.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So, but I had like a little bitty yoke. That was like 2 days knitting.
Look, it's knitting itself.
But
I hardly even know that I'm doing this. And also at night, when it's sitting, like I go up to get a drink or something, and it's just sitting there. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
it makes me so happy.
That's a great sign.
It is a good sign, isn't it? And I just can't wait to get to that small motif and down.
I want to answer one question that I know we're going to get. The pattern for this is available only in Kristin Ødegård's on her website. She has an English ebook called, I believe it's like sweaters, a year of the sweaters, or we could put the name here.
Right.
It's only available. It's not available as an individual download. You have to purchase the ebook.
Right.
And then there are beautiful patterns in there.
Yes.
And they're all in English, including this one.
Right. So that is a little investment.
People will be looking for the pattern. That is where you can get it.
Yeah, it costs $14.95 and it comes as it comes through your email. I thought it was worth it because the other sweaters are lovely. There's also a darker version of this as well, which would be really nice. But I love it. I'm having such fun. I want to knit all her things. So what I did, because I was changing out colors and I was getting a bit confused, to be truthful, like, okay, I'm changing the numbers and now I don't know what I'm actually, because the colors in the pattern are all color coded to what she has. So what I did was I just took ball bands and I wrapped a piece of yarn around it. And now I have my own library of
color cards.
Yes. And I know what color this corresponds to in the pattern. So that is helping, and just a little practical tip. Something that sometimes I might feel too clever to have to do, but actually it has saved me a lot of time referencing this. So that's been good. And
did you write on the pattern, like with the key, like her color is this, but yours is that?
Yes, I did. But then having that is just quicker.
Right, as a quick glance to know which color is which.
And also there were a few changes that I made as I knitted my choices together. And I was like, I came into the shop on the weekend and, just messed around with colors. And because I wasn't quite happy. So... yeah. There's a lot of scratching out on the pattern and things. So yeah, it worked really nicely. And I just love this. And there's very thistle-y colors in there too, which I love.
It's really beautiful.
Thank you. This is all I'm knitting on. Socks be damned. I'm not knitting on anything else right now. Just this. Yeah. Happy days.
It's really good.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm happy.
It's nice when you really have a project.
I know. I know. It's just like lighting you up. Yeah. And, it is a lot of color work, but let me tell you people, this is not hard to do. It's just 2 colors at any one time. I actually, even by accident, tripped over a bag the other night that had all my felting, stabbing.
Oh, your needle felting.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Stabbing.
So I'm going to needle felt, even though I don't need to, because it's Rauma Finull yarn. Right. I don't feel the need to really reinforce anything here. But I'm going to. Anyway? Yeah, because Emma has inspired me to do that. And the other thing that's really nice about this particular knit, there is no floats to catch. It's all very small motif and potato chippy. You are so right. Yes. Great. So what are you knitting on?
Well, I have not yet cast on my Sweater KAL sweater because I am I'm still working on my Cruden Vest, which I'll show you in a second.
Oh, yes.
I do also have a sock going for the month. It is
good.
Also my first gift knit of the year.
Oh, well done.
I am knitting. So I'm knitting I believe this is the Goldfinch colorway.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's lovely.
From West Yorkshire Spinners.
I love the ribbing.
And it's a broken rib. So I decided to do a little broken rib.
Perfect.
Just to give it a little textural interest.
It's really suiting the
it is,
the
isn't
pattern.
It? So I find it's very addictive. Like I just want to pick it up.
And just one more round.
It makes it look really squishy. Yeah. So these will be.
So these are gift knits.
So these are gift knits.
That'll be hard to give away. It looks really good.
Yeah, although it'll be too big for me, so it'll be easy to give away.
Yeah.
So I'm knitting 72 stitches. It's for a gentleman.
Fantastic. Fantastic. I love them.
So this is getting a little bit of attention, but then I came to a crossroads with my Cruden.
We should just say, if you're not familiar with West Yorkshire Spinners, this is their signature 4-ply, which is their sock yarn. It's 75% British wool with a high percentage of Blueface Leicester in that, 25% nylon. It is superwashed, but I'm very forgiving of that with sock yarns. I'm not a purist to that extent. But this is so soft and it wears like iron. And there's a lot of these, there's a whole bird series with this sort of styling. So there's plenty to choose from. And right now they have their Christmas colors out. holiday colors. So we'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll be showing you the Christmas colors soon. This year's Christmas colorway looks really nice.
This is a favorite sock yarn. I've knitted quite a few pairs in Signature 4-ply.
I do find I have become that person who will knit gift socks, and this really has become my go-to.
Yeah.
Because it's easy for the recipient to care for, and I like knitting with it, so it feels very woolly.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so, oh dear.
So
crisis?
that's that. No, not a crisis.
Okay.
Not a crisis. But, so I made a lot of progress on my Cruden Vest over the weekend.
It's so gorgeous.
And I thought that this would be beneficial. For those of you who've wanted to knit a Farrell vest, but haven't gotten there yet, it looks super weird at the end.
Yes.
Or near the end.
Yes.
So this is the center. Like, it looks wild. Like, it just looks like this weird squishy tube because you have these
like
steaks.
A dog vest.
Right. It just looks like I've gone, like, it does look like a dog vest.
Yeah.
There are the arms.
And it's getting
this is the front.
And
this will be the front.
And it's getting pulled in because you have a neck steek, right?
Exactly. So actually these are the shoulders.
They're so teeny tiny.
I know. It does. I've been measuring and measuring and measuring.
Yeah, this thing has to fit, right?
It will absolutely fit. And that's the thing, like, you can't try it on now. Like, what are you going to do there? So that is the center steek. I have multiple times stretched it out, checked my gauge.
Yeah.
I should be good. I should be good.
Have you
I haven't immersed it, but I'm knitting it to a finished size of 36, and when I measure it across,
that's what you
get.
It's
18.
Okay.
Which is
half of
36. So
it should fit.
And I do want it to be. I don't want a lot of ease on it.
Can we just take a moment though to appreciate your beautiful knitting?
Look, I really like it.
It's beautiful. The colors are just so mouth-watering too.
Yeah.
And they're so you.
So the colors I'm using is Ysolda Teague's original colors. So
Perfect.
I'll give her credit for the palette.
Jameson
it is
Smith
so
2-ply.
beautiful.
Yeah.
It feels great. Like the
yeah.
ends on the inside are going to be just so much work to weave in, but it'll be worth it.
It just takes an evening. I tend to do that of an evening. We'll just weave in all the ends and feel good about that. Yeah.
But I got up to here last night. Now it was 10 p.m. so I should have gone to bed. And I ended up putting it aside because I could not wrap my brain around how to work the two. I think I figured it out in my sleep because I woke up this morning and I was like, oh, I read the instructions multiple times. And I'm just like, I don't know, because you bind off. So this makes a little more sense. You bind off the center back.
Yeah.
And then you've got these stitches and these stitches. And you've still got the, so I think what I have to do is I'm going to work just, there's no 3 needle. So she tells you to work in the round now up here for a little bit more. And
so
then you Kitchener the top. So you're doing just this. I think from here to here is pretty much what you're knitting.
But not in the round.
In the round. And then you
continuing with your arm steek.
So I think I have to move some of these chest steek over to here.
Right. You need to.
And then you still have the arm steek there.
Okay.
And then you go a little bit more, and then it'll get Kitchenered at the top.
But how do you get from the front to the back on the next side?
So this is going to go on waste yarn. I have the wrong thing on waste yarn, so that's what I woke up realizing is I have the wrong thing on waste yarn. So I think this will go on waste yarn, and then the needle will go through here.
Right, but you're going to be knitting from back to front at the neck, and that doesn't.
I don't know. I got to read the instructions again.
Yeah.
This is where I finished last night. I was like, I have read it multiple times.
Yeah.
I can see people have finished their project.
Yes, it can be done.
So there is just something that I am missing.
Yes.
So, and it is a very clearly written pattern.
Yes.
I think I had a conversation with my husband, meaning he listened to me yammer on, about how like the hardest thing as I become a better knitter is I almost feel like I look past some of the instructions on the sheet.
Yeah.
I missed a whole page that had like all the stitch counts. And I was feeling like I got to about here and I'm like, am I on the right track? And then I looked down and I noticed it said stitch counts. And I'm like, what a moron. Like, how long have I been knitting this without double checking?
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, I'm on track. I've got
God.
the right stitch counts.
Thank goodness.
I mean, I'd been following the instructions, so there wasn't really a reason that I would be off track.
Yeah.
But sometimes you're like,
you just don't know. You're just, untethered at that point.
So we can look at the instructions later together.
Yeah, we should.
See if we can figure out where.
Yeah, because that sounded a bit cray-cray.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was wild. So, and at 10 p.m., I'm like, I think I'm done for the day. But I made so much progress this weekend.
It's lovely.
I also felt like I was ready to be done with this armhole shaping at about here. And then I held it up to my body and I'm like, no, I can't be done yet. That's simply not enough for
Did you not as well knit too far before?
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
I did. I think the last Shopcast I was saying that I was almost ready to start the armhole steeks. No, I was past ready. I was like, I had actually worked to about here. And as you can see, like I should have started back there. So I had to rip it out. I will say nice sticky wool. So I ripped it. I just
you don't worry.
Ripped it out, and I discovered that on a Friday night, and I was like, I'm going to do you in the morning. So I did that Saturday morning. I ripped back a little bit, and I was back on the road and got it set up. And
it's going to be so nice.
I was cruising along fairly nicely up until last night.
Yeah.
Where I was like, I don't understand.
I will add too that I am at the same spot with the Flowers of Fortrose, the second one I'm knitting. Except I do a 3-needle bind off for up here. Okay. And I've got my 3 steeks, so it looks like that right now. Yeah. And I'm going to record the cutting, the prepping and the cutting. I just haven't got to that yet, but we'll have that soon. Yeah. Fantastic.
So hopefully the next time we record, I'll be wearing it.
That would be amazing.
That's the hope.
That would be amazing.
So.
Yes.
It's very nice.
Beautiful.
It's very nice.
And that's the thing. Here's Maggie. She's not finished her vest in time for the vest KAL, but no shame. No shame.
I believe Jill's been saying Team Slow Knitter, so that's me. I thought about casting on my Sweater KAL sweater, but I think I need the exact same needles. And normally I would just buy more needles, but I really felt like I wanted to finish this Fair Isle project,
and that is fine.
Before I start the next Fair Isle project.
Yes.
The goal is I would like to be wearing this at Rhinebeck. We're going to Rhinebeck this year. Yeah. I will not be wearing my Sweater KAL sweater because it will not be done, but I'll be wearing this.
Yeah. Fantastic. Fantastic.
So, as long as I get my Sweater KAL sweater started during the Sweater KAL, I'm fine.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. And that's what everybody should be doing. If you finish, that's a bonus. And you're in the drawing for prizes, of which we have many. We need to talk about that. There are a lot of really good prizes. Yeah. Yes, there are. But really, it's about knitting together, camaraderie, completing a project that you want to complete or not, and moving on. All right. Okay, so the sweater knit along. There is still time if you want to join us. We're not that far into it, and sign-ups are still open.
Yeah. You can find all the information on the website.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm just reading here, we got a prize bundle from Eva of the Scottish Yarn Festival, which is this wonderful yarn down here. Beautiful Scottish Yarn Festival yarn. And she's offering us up 2 skeins of 4-ply and free download for the Sattler Shawl by Bristol Ivy and the Perthshire Shawl by Patty Lyons. So that is very lovely. Thank you, Eva. I think if we took all the prizes, we would have 65 prize winners for all the prizes that we've got in this year. It feels enormously big with prizes, which is very lovely. We do have a page in the website that will list all the prizes.
So I think these are the new prizes
that have come. So 5 pattern downloads from Astrid Trollan of Bichet Bush. Her patterns are great. And you can find all the prize details in the show notes. There'll be a link below. That's how you get to know what all is out there. But we have tons of prizes and it's truly spectacular.
Yeah, they're probably listed out too on our KAL sign up page.
Yeah, no doubt. So thank you to all our vendors and designers who are providing prizes and donating those. That's really generous and we appreciate it. But of course, none of this magic would be anything without you Thistlers. So thank you for knitting along with us and enjoying the experience and chatting in Facebook and Ravelry as well. So thank you for that. I did already mention the Vermont Sheep and Wool and Mill Palooza. So we have all that. Oh, but I didn't mention that we're giving away 2 free tickets to Millapalooza. And you can enter that. There'll be another link down below. So while you're looking at the show notes, hop on over. If you think you'd be able to attend Millapalooza, then enter for 2 free tickets or the chance to win them. So some sad news in our world is that Jagger Spun is closing down. That wonderful mill up in Maine, local to us. It's closing down after many, many years in business. I think they started in the 1800s and something. 90s?
96 or something.
Something really long time. And it's just such a sad state of affairs that they are calling it quits and will be closing. So what we have in stock and whatever we can get from them will be the very last of it. So if you have any plans that involve Jagger spun yarns, then I would get it, because it's going away and will not be back. And we just feel so sad about that.
Yeah.
I mean, a real heritage operation up there going away by the wayside. So, you know, it is so important that we are all doing what we're doing, which is keeping afloat or helping keep afloat small business. But sadly, Jagger will be no more fairly soon. Do we know when they're going out of business?
What I've heard from them is that they are no longer producing any new dye lots or new yarns, so what they have is what they have. And I think that they will be closing their doors officially in early 2025.
Right, so we got a little bit of time, but stocks will be going down and not being replaced. So sad news there, but let's cheer ourselves up with a segment from our Thistler, Stephanie. I can't wait to watch this and see what she has done for her wedding as well. So we'll see you on the other side.
Hi everyone, I'm Stephanie. I live in Somerville, Massachusetts. This is my dog Dexter. I wanted to show you some of the sweaters I've made with woolly thistle yarn. In particular, sweaters I made for the past 2 Sweater KALs, and then sweaters I made with leftover yarn from the past 2 Sweater KALs. So I'll start with the sweater I made 2 years ago. This is the this is the Armscote cardigan by Andrea Mowry. It is knitted up in Rauma VAMS. It has this nice shawl collar, and I made it for my then boyfriend, now soon to be husband. He is very tall and he wanted this to be a wearable robe. I quite like it too as a wearable robe, though it feels more like a robe on me than it does on him. But because VAMS is woolen spun and the original yarn in this pattern was worsted spun, I just I bought the same number of grams, not knowing that that was going to be way too much yarn. So I had enough to make a sweater for myself in the same yarn. This is the 2 Cost by Skandir or Skandir Knits. I think the Woolly Thistle has or had kits for this pattern at a point in time, and that's where I got the inspiration to make it. With my leftovers, I really like this shoulder, this contiguous saddle shoulder construction. And it was nice because I got to use every last scrap of yarn that I had from the first sweater. So then last year, I made him again a sweater for the Sweater KAL. And this is the Frost by Vedis Jonsdottir. It is knit up in Alafoslopi. Because he's so tall, I have told him he only gets sweaters knit up in bulky weight yarn, because otherwise it takes too long and I get bored. Again, this is not knit for me, but it has a zipper. You could do buttons. The pattern has a zipper. I wanted to do a zipper, and it also has a hood. I am very proud of how this turned out. He wears it all the time. He's not very sensitive to wool, so once it gets cold enough, this will stay on him the entire winter. I had quite a bit left over from that. I like to buy extra balls when I'm knitting for him because he's so tall and likes long sweaters. So the first thing I did with my leftovers was I made this little coat for Dexter. You might have seen pictures of the 2 of them together on Woolly Thistle video before. This is a pattern by Lincoln Newman, and I still had leftovers after knitting this. So then I decided I wanted to join in the fun and make myself a Lopi sweater. Again, this is all Alafos Lopi. We had bought a couple extra balls so that he could pick what colors he would have in his sweater. So we got this green, we got this dark blue. I had this light blue in stash, and we had gotten some beige as well. So I made myself this sweater. I'm not gonna put it on. but it's quite big on me. It's what I wanted. I wanted it to work like a jacket. This is the Foistagenser by Lincoln Newman as well. The original pattern is knitted bottom up. I knitted it top down because I wanted to use as much as possible of the extra Lopi colors that I had. And so you can see, if you look at the pattern, I added this round of the little white diamonds. I ended up having to buy maybe 1 or 2 extra balls of the light gray. That was one of the reasons I switched it to top down, was because I wanted to use as much of the colors as possible and then figure out how much I had left of the gray. So anyways, these are my Sweater KAL sweaters and Sweater KAL adjacent sweaters. I hope you guys are excited for the Sweater KAL. I am not participating this year, unfortunately, because I am getting married super soon and I'm trying to finish my PhD. But I will show you the sweater that I knit for my wedding with woolly thistle yarn. This is the Sinkestra cardigan by Skandir, and it's knitted up in Rauma Finull. I will not put it on because I don't know, it's just superstition, I guess. But you can see it has this very, very beautiful lace and twisted stitch detail in the back. And I haven't decided if I'm putting buttons on it already yet, but we'll see. Anyways, thank you guys so much for letting random people submit this, and happy knitting.
Stephanie, thank you so much for sending that in. We will really enjoy it. We are going to watch it between recording and this going live, but I'm sure everybody will enjoy it. And congrats on getting married. That's wonderful news. If you would like to submit your own segment to the Woolly Thistle, you can go to, there's probably a link down below, or just go to thewoollythistle.com, 2 L's in woolly always. And there is a form that you can fill in and submit. We love receiving them. We love sharing your wonderful selves. So don't be shy. Okay. I think now we need to talk about what's in the shop. Then we need to go to Caitlin and see what she's up to. So books, Maggie, loads and loads of books right now. I think quite a few are on pre-order too.
Yes. So we did receive in the shop John Arbon's annual issue 4. It is actually currently sold out at the moment.
Yeah, it went
this
fast.
one, it went very fast. We will be restocking it. So if you're interested in purchasing your copy of it, you can sign up for a back in stock notification on the website. It's very nice. There's a really cute vest in there. There's a lot of great patterns.
There is. Yeah, lots of beautiful stuff. A nice hat as well. Yeah, so this is their annual. In Britain, there's a lovely tradition, especially around the holidays, of having, kids' annuals where you'd have the Bruins up in Scotland or various different things, and it would be a book for the whole year. And John Arbon is doing this with their own annual. This comes out once a year, and this is this year's, and it's absolutely beautiful, and it highlights a lot of the mill, their yarn. There's lovely artwork and patterns in here. Where's the vest that you were?
I think you just went by it. Or at least I saw one of them there.
And their staff does a lot of the modeling. I just saw Sonia in there, who is lovely.
Where did it go? Maybe I'm wrong. So there's
color block.
There it is.
Oh, look at that. It's like a patchwork. Love that. Yeah.
I love the look of garter stitch too. So that really gets me excited.
Really, really pretty. So enjoy that when it comes back in.
So you can sign up for the back in stock notice on that one.
Yeah.
Lina 22 is out. We had a slight shipping delay. Ours went on a bit of a walkabout on its way to us, but it has arrived. And if you had pre-ordered, your copy, it should be arriving shortly at your door if it's not there already.
Yes.
But it is here, and additional copies are available in the shop and shipping now.
Yes, and sorry for that delay. One thing that I can honestly say is a staple here at the Woolly Thistle is if things come in late that's on pre-order, we do our utmost best to turn that around as fast as possible. Some delays are out of our control, obviously, and when that happens, we get to work. We get really busy. So you should be getting yours any moment if you don't already have it.
This is a great issue. I really enjoy Lina. But
that's still lovely. Oh, it's the cover picture. Different pose. Yeah, I really like that. Ooh, and I like that.
We also have a number of publications on pre-order right now. The Shetland Wool Week Annual is available for pre-order. I'm very excited to get my hands on that one when it arrives. It looks like another amazing annual.
It does.
You can pre-order that in the shop today.
Thank you if you've already ordered. It went on sale this weekend that we're recording, and you guys are it's awesome.
Yeah, it does. It looks like an amazing issue. Every year is so good. Nordic Knits from Lina. There's a special issue that they have put out. This looks like it's going to be really, really good. I'm excited to see these.
And that's sort of like their magazine, but it's a special one-off issue.
That's what we've been told. And they have also released a Knitter's Year 2025 calendar.
Yes.
So it's a calendar planner.
Yes, it looks beautiful.
It does look really, really good.
Yeah.
Lovely. It looks like it has a lovely leather cover.
Yep.
And lots of room for your planning.
Yeah,
and
we haven't got it in
organized.
person yet, but it's looking really good. So we'll have that too.
And it is available for pre-order on the website
already
now as well. So
yeah,
quite a few things on pre-order.
Yes, so this is a great time. You know, we're always thinking about New Year. Well, we're kind of getting to that point of the year where maybe we're starting to think about that and getting organized. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love a notebook and a calendar to keep like all my little my color swatches there on that would be great in there. Yes.
Yeah.
I love stuff like that.
Wonderful. And I think that is it for books. You can always visit the shop and the bookshelf.
One more, Tiny Friends.
Oh,
yes.
I forgot. Lina has another issue of, it's called Tiny Friends. It is a mosaic embroidery book. It looks really, really interesting. The little critters that are in this book just seem really, really cute.
Yeah.
And I believe in reading the description, if I remember correctly, I think the author of the book has sort of come up with this way of embroidering these little critters. And,
amazing.
It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm going to segue a little bit. Did you see Ruth's little Paddington bear?
Oh my goodness. So I did see this. They're in the back in the shop, and I watched Ruth's segment the other day.
Yes.
They're absolutely adorable.
Oh
we can
my
put
gosh.
a photo of her little amigurumi here.
Perfect.
If you haven't watched Ruth's segment
last episode.
from the last episode, along with Kim's yoga, go back now.
Yeah.
And watch
Paddington
those.
Bear.
Or after this episode.
Yes. Yes.
Go watch that, but you don't want to miss them. They're absolutely adorable.
Yes. Ruth is great. She's doing wonderful things with crochet.
Yeah.
Using yarns from the Woolly Thistle.
And speaking of little animals, Moosh and Friends is back in stock. For those of you who, like me, can't get enough of that book, we have ordered quite a few copies of that
just
book
decided
because
to
it just keeps
bite the
selling
bullet.
out.
Yes.
So we've stocked up quite heartily
Yes.
so that you can get your Moosh and Friends copy if you don't have it already. And some of the kits, I believe, are still in stock as well.
I was just going to say, are we able to keep them in because you guys are loving them, and for good reason too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did just receive our Tuku wool restock, and with that went in a couple of different kits.
Fantastic.
So,
well, I think we should go to Caitlin next and see what all she's up to. She's always up to things, and we'll see you on the other side.
She has sneakily finished a sweater without even showing us.
Really?
So go enjoy, Caitlin.
We'll see you on the other side.
Hi everybody, it's Caitlin. Happy to be back with you again this month for another Shopcast. I have been doing some puttering in my craft room here and wanted to just fill you in on some of the little knitting related projects that I've had going on or have in my near future. Also wanted to show you the sweater I just finished and talk a little bit about, oh gosh, I've got a big pile of stuff here. We'll see what all we get to. So I just finished this sweater, and to be honest, it is still a little damp and the ends aren't woven in, but wanted to get to show you this. I knitted this just in the last couple of weeks. I was avoiding some other knitting that I should be doing. Somehow that got this one done even a little more quicker than maybe a sweater usually would. So this is the Humulus sweater by Isabel Kramer, and yeah, I think it turned out really great. I hadn't even shared about this one yet. It's been on my mind for years. It's been on my Ravelry queue, and I finally just had the right mindset to get started with it. I think because I had failed on the last couple of colorwork yoke sweaters. If you watched, I think it was just maybe 2 episodes ago, the last time I was on, I shared how a design was not fitting well and I'm gonna have to rip it out. So I kind of wanted to redeem myself by trying again with a different sweater, different yarn. And this one actually worked out pretty great. For the yarns, I used stash yarn. I got the brown from Rhinebeck several years ago from the Bat and Kill Fibers booth. That is the mill that makes our Rambler yarn, but this is, I think, one of their own yarns called Moodna. It's kind of a dark brown with a little bit of heathering in it. And then just some stash. It didn't even take 50 grams for all this color work in my size, which was really fun to do. It's called humulus, which I think is maybe the Latin word for hops, as in beer hops. And this is kind of what the plant looks like. Also kind of looks like pine cones. I love the little tiny bit of pink on the wrist there too. And yeah, it was a fun project all around. So what I've been thinking about lately is kind of my peak knitting season plans, and then also kind of some of the things I want to do to get ready for knitting season. I'm really feeling, you know, overwhelmed, but also excited about all of the new yarns and patterns coming out left and right. It feels like both from the Woolly Thistle and elsewhere, designers are really active this time of year, getting everybody all set up with new things to knit in the fall. And so I've been kind of taking stock of what I have, and also thinking about some of the little projects I want to do to get ready for some of the best knitting of the year. So one of the things I'm going to do shortly is take out all of my knits from storage, and also just all my fall clothes that I tend to tuck away, like jeans and long sleeve shirts and boots and all that stuff, and really take stock of what I've got, if there's any holes, both like in my wardrobe that need kind of a piece to fill in the gap, and then also like do the mending. And one of the things that I've been wanting to do for a while is for some of my sweaters that are hard to tell the front from the back, I want to do something to make like a tag on the back. So I wanted to show you these. I can't remember what booth I picked these up at from Rhinebeck. I don't quite have something like it in the shop, but there are several companies that make these little leathery suede tags that you can sew into the back of a garment to help you tell the front from the back. But also I've seen a lot of people just take a contrasting little end of yarn and just tie it in, even just a little bow or something into the back side. Just do a little stitch back and forth. And that just, I have a few sweaters that are definitely hard to tell. This one, you can kind of tell the front motif comes up higher on the neck than in the back because of the short rows here. But even so, it would just be that much faster and easier in the morning to see the tag and know I was getting it on the right way. So that's one thing that I've wanted to do. I also have buttons on a cardigan that I need to sew on still. It's been like 2 years. So just some of those little projects that I want to do to make more pieces in my wardrobe even more wearable. I'm also going to take a look at the shape that my sweaters are in. If I feel like they need a wash, I will do that. I've got my Eucalyptus here. One of our favorite wool washes that we carry in the shop. It has lanolin in it, which is especially good for wool, and it's the kind that you don't need to rinse, so it really has all the things going for it. This is the eucalyptus smell, which also is really nice. It comes in unscented and lavender. And then I'm also going to take my gleaner and see if any of my sweaters have pilled more than I realized and need a little tidying up. We do have these back in the shop. And this is kind of one of those one-way brushes to help you get the little lint and cat hairs and dog hairs and stuff. But then there's also this. So this is the travel version where all the pieces fit inside. There's different grits, basically. This is the really toothy grit, and you just kind of brush it along your project to help get the pills off. But then if you've got kind of the big pills off and you want to do the smaller ones, there's a finer, kind of more sandpaper, and then an even finer one that hardly feels like it has any texture. So depending on how delicate your fibers are or just how tiny they are, you can switch out the different grits. And so I'll probably do that. Look for any like spot cleaning that my sweaters need, any holes, any yarn ends. Those honestly I might just not do anything about. If there's like one I forgot in the shoulder or something, I don't know, we'll see if I get to it. But I'm going to be doing some of that sprucing. I was also thinking about all the sachets I have tucked everywhere and how these could probably use a little fluff and poke. These are the cedar Rauma packets that we carry. I just want my knits to make it through the winter. Hopefully they're in rotation enough they won't be stored and attracting any bugs, but might give those a refresh. And then I've also been looking at all the yarns I already have, what I can knit with this fall or winter, what gift knitting I have planned, what yarns I do or don't already have that might match up well with those. And then I've also been looking at my books. So I've got a stack of books here and really trying to take stock of different patterns, things that I want to make. This is the knitted Kalevala the first, and this is just one of the designs that I'm thinking of knitting this fall. So I was kind of playing with my stash. What tends to happen for me is that I have a lot of single color or single skeins of a color and not really sweater quantities. Being a spinner, I've actually got my big bin of spinning hand spun yarn here. I wanted to just show you that a little bit. And so I'm thinking through the stash that I have, what I could pair with certain patterns, but then also what yarns from the Woolly Thistle might pair well with what I already have to really combine to give me enough for a sweater. So yeah, that's kind of what I have going on here in this bin of hand spun. And I like to do this with all my yarns, not just hand spun in the fall, is just really get them all out and remember what I've got and make pairings of yarns and patterns and just, yeah, kind of see what's going to go together. So I like I said, I have a lot of kind of one-off skeins, and I kind of like to try to measure out what the yardage is, just for the couple that I'm the most excited to work with this season, and then start to try to make some plans. So anyway, yeah, I'm especially trying to plan a certain sweater, and I wanted to show you when I talked about the gap in my wardrobe. I have a dress that I really want to make a sweater to go with, and so I got that out. This is from Not Perfect Linen. It's that kind of linen dress that a lot of people have different versions of. I got this beige one, which is a great neutral and going to be really wearable, but by itself I'm just not as excited because the color is not something that I'm grabbing for. As neutral as it is, that's actually working against it in some ways. So I want a hand knit sweater in kind of a purposefully bright, like committal color. I'm thinking of like a rusty red, or I don't know, I really wanted like a cobalt blue sweater. So I'm getting pieces from my wardrobe out to see if there's knitting that I can do to kind of pair it with the stuff that I do want to get wearing this fall. So yeah, you can tell my knitting brain is on and a little scattered maybe, but hope that was kind of inspiring you to get to some of those like side projects that will help us in our knitting, but aren't exactly the sitting with the yarn on our needles. Hope you're enjoying the sweater knit along for those who are participating. I don't have that to show you today because I've not yet cast on. I've had all these other things going on, but yeah, hopefully next time I'll have some sweater progress to show you, and enjoy the rest of the Shopcast. Bye.
Thank you, Caitlin. That was awesome, sneaking in a sweater like that. Fantastic.
That's what happens when it's not fingering weight parallel.
I know. And actually,
it's so beautiful.
We do have quite a bit more heavier weight yarns these days. So if you want to knit a quick sweater in worsted or Aran, we have that. So check it out.
I will say too, if you want to knit a sweater slowly, that's a heavier weight. That's okay too.
Oh yeah, it's not a race.
It's not required to be quick, but it'll feel quicker than
it
a
will.
fingering weight sweater.
It will. So let's talk about what's in the shop right now for everybody. We also need to mention John Arbon. We did have a restock of Yarnadelic, which was out for quite a while. Beautiful Yarnadelic from John Arbon. And we need to do a better job of actually carrying it, number one. And second of all,
Yes.
Oh,
So
of keeping it in stock, trying to keep it in stock. It's hard to keep it in stock. All right, I'm going to hold this one while Maggie struggles with all those. This is Black Gold of the Sun, which
the names on these are so good.
And this feels so good. So let me tell you quickly what's in here. Falkland Corriedale, 100%, sport weight. Beautiful. You get 333 meters. We'll put the yardage there in 100 gram skein.
There we go. I finally got them.
There you are.
I do think
Lovely.
for people who are looking for small mill spun, easily next to skin soft, but still non superwash.
Yes, Yarnadelic is great.
Yeah,
yeah,
so good.
So this one here is Wondrous Place, and it's a nice sort of foxy, and all their colors they because it's worsted spun top, they're able to put lots of colors in their colors. This one is Sunflower in My Garden, lovely golden, and then we have Off of My Hands, nice tealy blue. Maggie, that's your kind of color, I think.
know it is.
This is lovely. Women in Blue, light blue, and this is thank you, The Beautiful Ones.
There's a lot of depth in that one. There's a lot going on.
So much going on, but so subtle. It would look like a neutral, but then up close, spend hours just looking at it. Waltz, as in the dance. Lovely purple.
I like this one too. I'm still in a green mood.
Well, yes, and there's lots of blue in this green. English Sparrows, plural.
And last but not least, Ordinary Joe. It is there. I think this one may be undyed.
This feels lovely.
It really is very nice. And it'll still wear really well. Corriedale holds up well.
I think there's a lot of drape in this too. So, you know, a nice flowing cardigan or a shawl wrapped around your neck. Oh, yes, gorgeous. Beautiful.
And with this restock came a restock of X more, including a new colorway, Drizzle.
Which is a nice sort of medium gray. So it looks undyed. It looks like they're natural.
Smells nice and sheepy.
Yes, it does. Oh,
So
gosh.
good.
So, yes, we were sold out of quite a few colors, I think. So that's all restocked, I think.
Yeah.
Over there. Okay, so thank you, John Arbin, for that. And yeah, let's get to work, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. West Yorkshire Spinners Christmas Yarn. So this launched a couple of weeks ago now. I think we showed it to you. It's been doing great. We're waiting on a restock to come in.
So we still have a good variety, a good quantity of Yuletide left. But what we found was that all of you also liked some of the previous colorways, and we were not as topped up in those. So we've reordered. It might even be here by the time this comes in.
Fantastic.
So I would check the shop if you're interested in one of the older colorways.
Yeah.
This year's colorway is Yuletide. It does have sparkle.
It does. It's lovely. It's beautiful.
And this tickles me to no end. This year's sparkle is gold. This is the first one we've
Super
seen
fancy.
that has gold. It's
Extra
very
fancy.
And the coordinating color, for those of us that like to do coordinating
Heels.
toes, cuffs, heels, is Evergreen. Which you'll also find in the shop now.
Gorgeous.
Looks so nice.
Yeah.
And when you order Yuletide, you will receive a free PDF copy of this year's pattern.
Yep.
Which is called Noel.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and you can get 3 packs, I think, of this with some other Christmas yarns.
This one's not in a 3-pack.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So you can get some 3-packs of some of the previous colors. So if you're just trying to bundle and get a bunch of colorways.
Yep.
So that you can
Very
make all
generous
the socks.
yardage in these too. I mean, you know, we often find that we've got a hefty amount left that you could probably, with contrasting toes, get 2 pairs out of 1 ball.
Yeah.
You know, with contrasting. So that's pretty nice. Very reasonably priced. This is the signature 4-ply we were talking about earlier. This is their Christmas holiday. Ooh, what about the Cloud Drift Cowl by Gudrun? This is so fun.
These are so fun.
These are doing really well.
These are so fun. So these Cloud Drift Cowl kits are put together by Simply Shetland.
Yep.
And they are a collaboration between Jamesons of Shetland and Madeline Tosh Silk Cloud mohair.
Yeah.
So this is so fun. So you get a pattern download. You get the cute little Della Q bag, this mesh bag. You get I don't want to show anything there. You get a card, and you can see the cowl on there. And we can put a photo here so you can see what the finished cowl looks like. It's available in 2 colorways, knit and mosaic.
Yep. This is the pinky warm tone.
Mm-hmm. And then there's a blue colorway.
And we're finding that you guys...
You should have... Is there another ball of pink?
Yeah,
I think
there
it's
is.
3 pink colors.
Oh, I thought that was... Okay.
No, it's 3. There you go. So, you've got
Goodness.
3 blue or 3 pink. And they use the same, I believe that's old gold.
Yep.
And then the Tosh Silk Cloud is dyed to match.
Dyed to match.
Dyed to match. So...
These are going great guns. We actually ordered more.
Yeah. It's such a cute and such a tempting little, it's just a lovely kit.
And this is great because, you know, you can have your yarn in here and put this on your wrist and off you go, you're knitting.
Yeah. And I like that there's no zipper, so your yarn could even just kind of stick out and you can walk around with it. Yep. Just really lovely. They will be having a Rhinebeck meetup for the Cloud Drift cowl. So
yeah, if you're knitting one,
this should go pretty quickly too. If you order your kit today, they will ship right out to you and you can get started and meet up on the hill at Rhinebeck.
Yeah. And might as well mention too that we'll be doing the podcaster meetup every year. I think is it 1 o'clock on the hill or 12 o'clock? Whenever it is, we'll be there.
Yeah.
On the hill.
We'll send an email. We will make a final decision.
We will. As
to what time we will be there, and we will email everyone out.
So excited though, because many of us from the Woolly Thistle is going to Rhinebeck this year, and it's going to be really fun.
It's really going to be.
Yes. But yes, this is fantastic, and we love this.
Yeah, this is
and
really
actually,
fun.
If I remember, Jill's knitting this pinky color one. So
yeah.
12 Days of Cheer. This is this year's box. It's big, it's full of surprises, and we collaborated with Woolly Mammoth, who will be giving you a full-size skein of her sock yarn and then 5 minis. And we're teasing you on social media with black and white pictures of that yarn.
I know. Yeah. The yarn has arrived and it is really, really beautiful.
Yeah,
it feels really great. So in the box is going her natural sock, which is a 50% Cheviot, 50% BFL.
Yeah.
And like how I said that like a question. That is what isn't it? It feels really lovely. It is wonderful. It is suitable for socks. It is also really easy to wear next to skin. So if you're not a sock knitter, you can use it for any other.
And it's hand dyed by Emma. I mean, she's a hand dyer with natural dyes. That's what we have in here. Yeah. And also several other goodies to get you through the 12 days of delight and surprise. So if you want to treat yourself or a loved one, this would be a great way to go.
Yep.
Yeah.
We do have a limited number of these, and we will not be restocking them. So once they are gone, they are gone.
And they will be shipping out in November, but we're on pre-order now, gathering them all up for you.
Yes.
So yes, and they're doing great. But we do have
a few. We do have some left.
Enough that we're talking about it. So hop on over.
Yeah.
Yes. The annual sort of unicorn that comes in from the Midlands of England, where medieval folklore and merchants and wool and sheep comes from, Armscote Manor. So this will be launching today at noon, and we don't have it here to show you yet because it's on its way as we record this, but it will be here. This yarn is so special. It's Portland, which is a conservation breed, and Armscote Manor does an awful lot to try and grow that breed a little bit, but they are in the heart of the Midlands in England, in Warwickshire, and Portland yarn is pure and ancient. It was mentioned in the Doomsday Book, and actually in chatting with Seth,
I chatted with Seth too, and I learned all about the Doomsday Book, and it is not what I thought it was.
So back in the olden days when they used to talk funny, a home was a whom, and domestic was doom. So it's the Doomsday Book, and it really is a list of everything, you know, all the butter you bought and all the, you know, wheat that you got in, and Portland sheep wool is mentioned in the Doomsday Book. It's the first time ever that it was captured.
I've been listening to you talk about the Doomsday Book every time we talk about this yarn, and I thought I knew what the Doomsday Book was.
The Day of Doom.
Yeah, but pretty much.
These
so
are the
here
things.
I am smiling and nodding, and I absolutely did not know. So fascinating.
It is, and it's from the medieval times, like ancient times. And I just love what this yarn sort of evokes in my mind, which is, you know, Did you ever watch that show? I wish I could remember what it was called, but basically they go back and live like they did in the olden days, and she's her name was Ruth, and she's cooking at an open fire and cooking, you know, guinea fowl and, you know, whatever they ate back then, drinking beer all day and that kind of stuff. This is this yarn was around then, or this wool, this sheep breed was around then. Also at Armscote Manor, they have a lovely flock of Black Welsh Mountain, which you and I both covet. We love that stuff. And so we're getting some of their, well, we're getting actually all of their yarn for the year. We're getting Black Welsh Mountain and the Portland, and then she mixes the two to make a beautiful gray, and that is called Splash or Dash this year. So we will have 3 colors, and it's available today at 12. And if that floats your boat, which it should, because it really is heritage and very special, beautiful yarn too.
It is really beautiful. I didn't bring it today. I should have. I have knit a hap. Half hap using the Black Welsh Mountain, and it's holding up really well. It gets cozier and cozier, and
it doesn't pill. It's crisp. You know, the yarns are crisp to the touch, but that's what we love. And it's going to last, and it's really heirloom quality, and it's got such a good story. So yes, if you're interested in that, that's today at midday. Set your alarms and be there.
I will say these are precious skeins, and in order to conserve these, it means that they are small batch. So they are limited, they are unique, and we are so proud to partner with Armscote and Deborah and be able to support them and their mission of conserving these wonderful sheep.
Absolutely.
If you want to learn more about Deborah, Corinne did an interview with her maybe last year, and we can link to it there. And
it's fantastic. Deborah's wonderful. She really is. And so I hope you enjoy it if you go back and watch it. And I think she talks a lot about the manor, and which is beautiful, by the way, and the sheep and all the work that she does with them. So very special. You're right. We're very honored and happy to partner with her. So much so that we've been doing this for a few years now, and it just comes around once a year. Today it's available today.
We can put a photo here, maybe a little bit of video of the skeins, because they will be arriving Tuesday or Wednesday. So we'll definitely be here by the time they launch on Friday. But let's do a little photo montage for you.
There we go. We are going to go to Renee, but first we're going to talk about what's landing here and will be available not this week but next week. And this is our new supply of totes and carryalls. Studio Tolsta makes them for us, and we are so excited to have them back.
Yeah, so you showed your gray bag earlier.
Yep.
It is also, we will be restocking the gray.
And then we have this lovely thistle purple color, which always does well too. The Harris Tweed has the official Harris Tweed label on it. Sorry, my hair does get everywhere. And then inside, there'll be a Studio Tolsta and the Woolly Thistle label inside as well. Fully lined and zippered. So this is a great big, sweater knitting bag, but it's also a really good daily bag. I use my black one, which is black on black. I use that every single day. I've used it for years now.
I think you have been carrying around that bag
for years.
Heavy wear.
Like a big heavy Mac in it, and all my books, and
and it still looks really good.
It does. I still use it because it looks good. It is zippered. I've used this on an airplane. So, this is my carry-all bag on a plane. Slips in front of the seat in front. So, these are fantastic.
And the bottom does have a leather bottom.
And leather straps too.
Yep.
And then we've got our logos embossed there. You can see the Woolly Thistle and Studio Tolsta. This is a lovely collaboration. We love working with them. So we have this coming, and we have the gray coming,
and we have a new colorway coming in the full-size tote. The last stock up we had, we introduced our carry-all, and we introduced one of the colorways is this blue herringbone with a navy canvas. And this was so popular that we decided to have it made into a full-size tote.
So that will be available in tote as well as the carry-all.
So I'm really excited to see that one.
I love my carry-all. I really do. Okay, so the carry-all's coming in the blue and the teal, which Maggie, that's yours.
This is Jill's. Jill is letting us borrow it.
Thank you, Jill.
And she has been I have seen her toting this around. Like, she has literally been carrying it all over the place.
Yeah.
And you can see it's holding up really, really well. These bags are durable, well made.
Yeah, and bigger than you think.
Yeah, I don't know what she's got in here, but she's got quite a bit. And it's wonderful.
And we'll have some in the purple as well. And we'll have some in a new red tweed, a really juicy berry red. Oh, gorgeous. So we can't wait for them to arrive so we can show you them. But just know that they'll be here, not today, but a week today.
Yep. If you want all the details, make sure that you're on our subscriber list. Get on our email.
Yeah.
You can do that at the shop, and I'm sure that there is a link below in the show notes.
Yeah. Make sure you're on our email list. That way you'll be sure to know. And I think that there'll probably be a timed launch so that everybody can be there and get what they want immediately. Okay. We need to announce another winner, and we need to go to Renee.
Okay.
Yeah.
Our second winner today of a $25 gift card is at Julie Stauffer 5999. I really enjoyed Kelsey's segment on yarn substitutions. So informative.
Yeah.
Kelsey's segment was amazing.
Yes.
Julie, you have won a $25 gift card. If you can email us at info@thewoollythistle, put prize winner in all caps, we will get you your gift card.
Congratulations. If you would like to be in the running for a prize, just leave a comment down below. Click the subscribe button and give us a thumbs up, and you will automatically be in the running to win a gift card next time. So I think now
we're gonna head over to Renee. She is showing all of her knits from Grand Shetland Adventure Knits,
and she's going to Shetland Wool Week. If you're going to Shetland Wool Week, let us know in the comments below. But yes, so I think all that's left to say, Maggie, is if you go out,
take your knitting.
Bye.
Hi everyone, my name is Renee Allen. I'm a member of the Woolly Thistle team. I am one of the email specialists that creates newsletters or social media content highlighting some of the new things that we have in store. If you're a member of our Facebook group, you may know me from there. If you're not a member of our Facebook group, please come join us. We have a lot of fun. You'll find a bunch of people that love wool and talking about projects as much as you. So I wanted to talk to you today kind of about my love of non-superwash wool. My journey started with crocheting. I had done that for about 30 plus years of my life, and then knitting a part of it, but I really loved crochet and I would just use acrylics that I could get for a good cost. My journey with knitting started about 5 years ago and kind of haven't stopped knitting since then. I quickly found the Woolly Thistle and discovered why I love non-superwash wool for a different purpose. I mean, all yarn is good in my opinion, but I do like wool and how it feels and how well I can use it, and it's sturdy, and it just gives me a different feeling than non-superwash. So just in my maker life, I've made a lot of shawls. I like to wear shawls because you can take them on and off and they keep you warm. But I crocheted a lot of shawls. I quickly found the word hap at the Woolly Thistle. There's a hap exploration kit that helps you kind of learn a little bit about the history of haps and making them. Well, Gudrun Johnston has a Hansel hap, which is kind of a modern twist on the old hap pattern, which starts on the outside, and she starts on the inside and creates outward. So I bought this kit. It's a very generous size. This is the large version, and the Woolly Thistle has them in kits. I've made this with one of the Jameson and Smith cones. Saved definitely a lot of time of joining ends and things like that. But I love it. I wear it all the time. I do want to show you this little mini shawl that I made, this little mini hap. I took a class with Gudrun a couple weeks ago. She was just a couple hours away from me, so I wanted to meet her. And this is Earth, is the dark green. This is Old Gold, her favorite color of Spindrift. This is Seaweed, and this is Lichen. It's a very soft green, but those are all in Jameson's of Shetland Spindrift. I just love these colors. So this is going to be my next hap that I make. I'm going to make a large one in those colors. So I quickly found that I loved Gudrun, and when she came out with this book, Grand Shetland Adventure Knits with MJ Mucklestone, I wanted to purchase it, and I did. this was my discovery kind of Shetland and what is over there. I've made many of the patterns. One of the first things that caught my attention was this cake fridge hat. I did make a version of it, but I gave it away as a gift, so I don't have it to show you. But her hats, they fit my person very well. I like the way her yokes fit my person, and she just has very clear directions and patterns. So you can see I'm wearing one of the designs from the book. This is the Riggy's Cardi, and it has nice ample pockets. It's long. This is Jameson's of Shetland's DK. So it's a woolen spun still. Very warm, but it's very lightweight, so it doesn't hold you down, but it's very warm. So one of the things that I discovered, I ordered yarn online. This is before I even had been to the Woolly Thistle for the first time. I actually picked up this yarn there. I wanted to make the Island to Island vest, and I did. This is from the same book. And I made this using Vovo, Retrosario Vovo. So just think this is a sport weight. That's what the pattern calls for, is a sport weight. So I just looked at sport weight yarns on the Woolly Thistle and picked out some shades that I liked, which I love this vest. It goes very well together. But one of the things that I discovered, and I love learning, and I'm always happy to learn new things, is the Vovo is a worsted spun. So it's definitely different. I think it has 5 plies. It's definitely different than what the designer used, which was a woolen spun. And so now when I'm subbing yarns in a pattern, now I know what to look for a little bit better. How much yardage is going into each gram versus just the sport weight. You can't kind of look at that. And then how is it made? Is it worsted spun or woolen spun? So I try to go with the same way that it was spun, and then also kind of a replica of how much yardage is in the grams that the designer originally called for in the pattern. But I'm happy I made this, and it's very warm, and I love it. I love the colors that I use too. I don't have that information here, so if you ever want to look at anything that I have, I'm Hello Sunshine 71 on Ravelry and Instagram. Okay. The next thing that I made from the book, this is the Peary Shop Cardi, and I love it. It's made out of Let Lopey. And what tripped me up is this is gauge 13 for 4 inches. So I thought, oh my goodness. But Let Lopey, you can see it fills in. It blooms so nicely, and it is so warm. It's been too warm for me to even wear this yet. I haven't worn it not one time, but I love it so much. I love these designers and just the colors that they put together, things that I never would have even imagined. But I love the way that she did that. So the next thing that I made from the book, this is the Heritage Yoke sweater, and it is just amazing. I love this sweater. It's lightweight. It's made out of Jameson and Smith. This was a cone that I had, and I just used some of my stash that I had to create a yoke that I liked. It's kind of light. I think it'll be good for spring or fall. And I wear it all the time, even in the summer, because it's lightweight. My desk is on top of an air conditioning vent, and I get cold. So instead of turning down the air conditioning, I get to wear sweaters, and I like that. So that's just some of the things that I've made from this book, which leads me to, I get to go to Shetland Wool Week here in just a couple of weeks. This sparked my interest into visiting the island, and just I want to learn more about the history. I want to learn more about Jameson's of Shetland and Jameson's and Smith, and explore the island as much as I can. I get to meet some of my friends there. They are from Sweden, so we're joining and meeting there. It'll be a lot of fun. Couple last little things that I wanted to mention. I'm trying to finish up my Sweater KAL before I go. I decided, since I love Gudrun's stuff so much and she's going to be there, I wanted to try to get the Melby yoke cardi done before I arrive. So I'm trying to get, there's 10 inches that I need to get to, and then I'll start my sleeves. But this is a steeked cardigan. You can see my steeks right there. I just love the way that just the Shetland wool feels. It'll look really nice layered with this underneath there, so I can have 2 sweaters going at the same time and stay warm. I also have my Augsburg Tories ready to go. I have 2 of them because one might get wet and need to dry. I hear it's kind of rainy over there in Scotland, but this is the Spindrift version, and I just bought the kit from the Woolly Thistle. And then this is similar to the Jameson's and Smith version. I just used yarn that I had in stash, so instead of the orange, I think I just used a different color of the kind of the coral there. But it'll be fun. So the next time I come, I'm going to be talking about what I learned there, kind of what I did. If you've ever been to Shetland Wool Week, please leave me some tips or come talk to me inside Facebook group and give me some tips, or you can leave them here in the comments. Thank you very much for having me on the Shopcast, and I hope you all have a great day. Bye.